Hope Channel, changing lives.
Hello, good evening. It's another beautiful Tuesday. The weather has been very, very cold, and I am sure you are enjoying the weather wherever you are. You are watching Love at Home on Hope Channel Ghana, and thank you so much. So always stand by our shows and taking so many lessons from it. Today is a wonderful show that we want to have, and by the time we are done with the show, you will appreciate why I said it's a wonderful show. Let me remind you, if you are not an angel of hope, people of these angel of hope are helping to spread the gospel by contributing to *928 *34 104 hash. Then you follow the prompt. *928 *34 104 hash. You can also contribute by sending in your contributions, your cash donations to 0249193083, 0249193083. Thank you so much for supporting us, Hope, Angel of Hope. Thank you so much. They are supporting every program on Hope Channel Ghana. We bless you and we thank God for your lives. May God continue to support you or to help you wherever you find yourself, if you are a member. If you are not, please do well to join so that you also receive the blessing. On Love at Home, our interest is to motivate, inspire families to come together. Then we prepare ourselves to meet Christ in his soon return. Say amen to that. Amen. So we are here to discuss and see how we can always bring our families together and prepare ourselves, and also invite people to know this Christ we serve so that we can all go to heaven together. My name is Efia Sewa Mansa. Today we are discussing students' life at home and school. Yes, we want to discuss about the students, their life at home and at school. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, I will introduce you to my guest for today. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned. Thank you.
I am an angel of hope.
I'm an angel of hope.
Ubrenio, Saudi Usika, a Baba Hope Channel, no so yasene, yet me the measam a main chia so, in Choromiana, Wadaroma, Farmain, Nafa Usika Fasubi, na also Fabra, Yanko Kanyamsem, and ya cra a wonka, *928 *34 104 hash, and I say 0249193083. Hope Channel, yes, it's Sabrabo. Hope Channel, yeah,
Hope Channel is my favorite Christian channel. The best thing about it is that you can have it everywhere you go. All you need to do is to download the Hope Channel app on your Play Store or Apple Store and get all the programs you want to watch.
Hello, thank you so much for staying tuned. You are welcome, and we appreciate you that you waited for us. The program is Love at Home, and you are on Hope Channel Ghana. Today we are discussing students' life at home and at school. You realize that sometimes you hear parents saying that my child went to school, he has changed. Other parents would also say my child came from school, to home, and went to the house, he has changed. Students are saying the same thing. Parents are also saying the same thing. Even the teachers are also saying the same thing. What is the cause? What is changing? Must we do something about it? This and many more, today we are going to find answers and solution to. That is why with me, on my far left, I have Mr. Isaac Akolate. My boss, good evening.
Good evening, madam.
You look good.
Thank you so much.
I see Bible lecture series.
Sure.
Okay. It's a program you're going to have?
Sure.
Okay. Who are you then, please?
Okay, my name is Isaac Akolate, as you rightly said, and I'm in Amstead, Akintina Piamika, the longest university name in Ghana. Yeah, shortly as Amstead K, as well UWK, that is formally, yeah. And I'm with Amstead NAS, the fellowship president currently. Sure.
You are welcome.
Thank you, madam.
Yes, my dear. I love your smile.
Thank you.
Yes. So who are you?
I am Rebecca Tuahene.
Okay.
I'm also a student of Amstead Kumasi campus, and I'm also a NAS member. And then I read English language education.
English language?
Yes.
Hey, and you're beautiful. You are welcome.
Thank you.
Pastor, please, who are you?
All right. My name is Samuel Ajay. I am the associate pastor for Columbus Ghanaian SDA Church in Ohio, and also associate pastor for another white church, and it's called Columbus Eastwood Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Okay.
And when you come to the Ghanaian churches in North America, we have zones. I am also the secretary for the Midwest zone of NASDA. Yeah, and I'm here because of the Bible lecture series that is coming on at Amstead.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amstead, is it a technical school or is it a skill school? What is it?
Yeah, it's a TVET school, a skill school.
A TVET school?
Yeah,
okay.
A skill school, as the name entrepreneurial skills. So they don't match with these vocational courses and skill-oriented courses here.
No, it is good. Ghana, we need more skilled schools around to help us, because you are the backbone of the economy, and we need that. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You are welcome on Love at Home. Now, let's start with our discussion. We know that both home and school are important agents in a young person's life. How significant are they? Let me start from you.
Okay. It mostly said that the home is the heart of the society. And so the young person is to get the early experiences from the home. Talking about the culture, communication skills, discipline, it comes from the home. We said charity begins at home. And so the home builds the child, is the foundation. And the community of the school builds on that particular foundation.
Okay.
And the school has that kind of high academic excellence that it gives to the child. Talks of teamwork, talks of leadership skills, critical thinking, and many others. And so when the home gives a foundation, then the school also builds upon that foundation by helping the child's interest and to get a professional skill that the child can work with.
Develop and grow with. Yes, my dear, you want to add something to it?
Yes, as my brother rightly said, the home and then the school play pivotal roles in our lives. So our temperament, most of our temperaments depends on how we are being trained at home. The way we walk, how we talk, our attitude towards our emotions are the basis of how we were being trained at home. So if you have a good base at home, it is likely you can grow up to become a good person, obviously. And with the schools also, most of our kids nowadays start school at age 2, 3, and then looking at the situations and the conditions, we spend most of our times in school. So our attitudes in school are also mostly affected by the teachers who taught us. Most of the times we find some difficulties in our subject areas. Maybe some depends on the teacher who taught you at basic school. So growing up, you could see that you are being influenced by where you come from, the environment you find yourself around. So, but with all these, we are just here to assure people that no matter where you're coming from, no matter your background, no matter how far you've gone, there is hope, and you can always make amends.
That is very true, Becky. Yeah, Pastor, you want to add something to that?
Yes, the home and the school play a crucial role in a student's life, and as my two other friends have already said, the core foundation of individuals' well-being is first determined at home. And the way, the Bible says when the foundation is not built on a solid rock, the impact can be great. So the home is the core foundation of each and everyone's character. That is where the training begins. And also individuals' identity is first formed at home. Some of our young people have low self-esteem. And it is developed as a result of how they are being treated at home. If you scream at your child, if you don't encourage them, oh, you are good for nothing, these kind of words form their identity. So home plays that crucial role. In addition to that, home also set the framework for role model. Like children usually look at their parents. Oh, I want to be like my dad. I want to be like my uncle. I want to be like my mom. So that is the other part of home. And also when you come to the school prepare young people for the future. School gives us the knowledge and the skills that will enable you to enjoy your life. So as you said, these two roles plays a very crucial role in every person's development.
Yeah, Pastor, I like the aspect where you mentioned the word role models. In today's era, you hear people may not associate their role models to even their parents. You will hear some names, I will not mention any name. Then you wonder and ask, what is the correlation between that person and the person who is saying the person is a role model? What do you think is the cause?
Now, this is how I see it. First, they usually take their parents as their role model based on their character. But when it comes to professional wise, then they look outside. I remember one time I was talking to one person and he said, I want to be like my dad. I've never heard any bad thing about my dad. I've never seen my mom complaining that my dad is cheating. When I got married, I want to be like my dad. That is where the character, attitude, and those development and role model begins. But when it comes to professional-wise, then they look outside. Oh, I want to be like LeBron James. I want to be like this. I want to be like this person I see on TV. So I think that is the difference.
Well, now let me come to you. How can the home and school collaborate in the development of these young people?
Okay. With this aspect, since the child gets the foundation from the home, there are some expectations that the parents want their child to exhibit. So the parents are supposed to speak with the teachers or the tutors so that they will have that harmonious expectation. So that it wouldn't be that the tutor will be expecting different things from what the parents want their child or their ward to achieve in life. And one aspect of it is that there should be constant communication. So if you bring your ward to school, you need not to just leave the child in the school and that's all. You need to have that connection so that you will be checking up on the child all the time. And you need to create a school-centered home so that when the child comes to the home, he also feels a certain part of the school in the home. But probably he has not finished schooling. And so when he comes home, he should feel that, yeah, I'm home, but yes, still the mind of school is still in the house. That environment has to be created so that when vacation is over, he goes to school and continues consistently.
Yeah, Becky.
Okay, I also touch on the communication bit because
thank you.
It is very, very crucial. We normally see that there is no connection between school and then home. Our parents don't know what goes on in school, and we the students also, for us, we know, but we don't want them to know.
Then tell them.
No. It's another problem.
Okay.
It will be a problem for us.
I understand.
We can't betray ourselves like that.
Okay.
So our parents need to get at least find someone in school. Especially, we could see that in the senior high schools, they go for PTA meetings, and when they go, they get some of the contact of the tutors. But when you get to the tertiary, parents think that, oh, we are old enough, and for that matter, we can take decisions for ourselves. It doesn't help at all. At least, parents should get maybe the fellowship chaplain's number so that you can be checking up on your ward constantly, or one of the lecturers, so that you could see what is actually happening in the life of your ward. Though we are young adults, we can't, not every decision is right for us, but because of our curiosity, we sometimes sway a bit. So I think it is so crucial for our parents to have that connection with our institutions and the home. Moreover, parents should get involved in our daily activities. Like sometimes you can visit your ward at school, especially those of us in the tertiary institutions. It's so hard to see someone's parents visiting.
But at that time, you say you are grown. If a parent is coming to visit you, won't you be the same person complaining?
Oh, but you see,
no, the parents are here. They are listening to you. So say it.
For us, we think that is good for us, and it is the ish of the day.
All right.
But it is not right.
Okay.
So you have to put us on our toes. Whether we like it or not, we are your kids, and you cannot do anything about it. So you just have to visit us regardless. At least once a month, maybe once or twice a semester. Go check up on them, see how they are doing. You can even find a friend of his contact so that you can be checking up on them. If we don't do this,
parents, we are saying don't just be sending money through Momo. Find time to be visiting them. They love that. Okay, I've told them. Now,
and
yes,
one more thing,
Rebecca.
the schools should, parents should also get voluntarily involved themselves in schools activities. I think 3 or 4 weeks ago, a parent from Yasantua built a bathhouse, an Adventist parent, for the school. Imagine. Imagine. So we were supposed to host a zonal day of fellowship. The moment we got to the school, there wasn't any problem at all, because they know the impact of Adventist parents in the school. So our parents are supposed to get involved in all those things, so that teachers will get eyes on us and then monitor us properly for them.
Okay, thank you. Now, Pastor.
All right. Well, I like what they've already shared, and I just want to cite an example of the monitoring, which is very crucial in the holistic development of our young people, especially when it comes to the home and the school. In Columbus, we have a program where we go and visit the students at school. So, like one Sabbath, we will prepare food and we go and visit them. Sometimes we call them, sometimes we don't. But this time we did call. And for some reason, this guy, very nice guy at church, quiet. But when we met him in the school, we realized that he was wearing earrings. And for some reason, I think he forgot that he had it on.
And it was a Sabbath.
Yes, it was not just the Sabbath, even like to see your pastor visit. So he didn't see it, and he didn't know, he wasn't aware.
He didn't notice it.
He didn't notice it. So we didn't say anything we didn't judge, we didn't say anything. We prayed with him, we asked him how school is going and everything. So when we get home, then I called the dad. I said, Dad, you need to do something. Are you aware that your child wear earrings? When he said no. And that is what is going on. So that close monitoring is really important, because the life at home is quite different from the life in school. Now, let me add to the point. I think one thing that we can do to collaborate between the home and the school to have a very nice development with our young people is what I call a consistent expectation. Consistent expectation. For example, we need to make our young people know, okay, hey, you're going to college. Now, listen, in our house, every Sabbath we do this. Make sure that you repeat the same expectations at home. That some of the laid down moral principles that we've laid down, we need to enforce it to them. As you go in, make sure you are going to repeat the same expectations. And I believe these things are also going to help with the collaboration. In addition to that, there should be flexibility. You know, some of the parents are very strict on our young people. One of the reasons why when they go to campuses, their life becomes different is that, oh, now they have freedom. Now I have freedom. I can do whatever I want. My mom is not here. In fact, none of my church members are here. And that was the time. So sometimes we need to be flexible. And if there are some things we can ease out for them whilst they are home, we should do it. I know some parents will never allow their female counterparts to come to their house. When they go to colleges, they will do that. Sometimes it's good to allow so that they know how to interact with them when they get a visitor from the opposite sex. So these two things, in addition to what my friends have already said, will help with the collaboration.
Now, Latte, you, Pastor just finished with the double life in school. Apart from what he has mentioned, are there any courses that comes
there
up
are
with
other
that?
courses. Sometimes, I already said that in my first, sometimes parents expect their wards to behave in a certain way. And if there is not a harmonious collaboration with the tutors or the lecturers or the teachers, they come to school and behave differently. Or probably the tutors would want the student to also behave in a certain way, which conflicts with that of the parents. And most of the times to peer pressure. If you are so strict or your parents are so strict on you in their home, when they come to school, they want to be free. They want to test everything that they see. And so they have that belongingness. And if care is not taken, they will be driven by what they are into, the interest they find themselves in doing. And most students also want to have a self-discovery, to know what I can do.
Who truly they are.
Sure. And so as they are trying to discover themselves, they may find themselves in a certain situation which wouldn't be positive. So these are some of the things that pushes students or young people to do otherwise, have a double life. When they come home, they are so quiet, they are so innocent, they are so gentle. But when they come to school, they have that common interest people, and they want to be who actually they are.
Becky, I'll come back to you, but let me come to you. Pastor, why that? Why should they go through this issue? I mean, trying to discover that, trying to venture into this. Why?
That is the nature of man. We want to explore. And some of them want to experience life. And that adventure is found in that age group. That is why we need to be critical on that age group when they go to that stage. So the tendencies are there, and they are going to tell you it's fun to be on campus. Life is sweet. You have your freedom. Nobody tells you to turn the TV off. The food to eat, you determine. So one point I wanted to start is independence. They want that, and they want to enjoy it to the fullest. So that has been one of the cause of this double life. In addition to that, I believe sometimes they want to be conformed to the society or the campus life. You know, before you go to college, before you go to any university, there is this mindset, hey, when you go there, you have your freedom, you can do this. Because of what they've heard, they want to go there and practice it. And the sad part is that some of them will get themselves into it and will not come back.
That is it.
And we also have another group that will taste it, but they will say, no, I don't think I like it, and they will come back. That is why it's really important to have a spiritual aspect on our campuses. I know we'll get there.
Yeah, Becky, when Pastor was talking about the freedom, he said, yeah, I can imagine. You want to tell me more about that?
How did you enjoy the freedom?
Freedom is sweet.
Freedom is so sweet.
Sweet. Say it again.
Because most of the times, we are governed by so many rules at home. And for that matter, you don't get the chance to explore. But you see, we, the young adults and then the teenagers, want to explore more. So by way of exploring, we need to go out. And when we get on campuses in our schools, that is where we get the opportunity to explore, because we can't do that in our homes because the restrictions are so much that some homes you can't even breathe in peace. but when you get on campus, yes, you have the freedom to do whatever you want. So that boils down to the upbringing, childhood. So what are your morals? What do you stand for? That will determine whether you'll be addicted to the negativities or the positivities. Moreover, lack of trust. This also is one of the causal agents of switching characters. Some of us don't trust ourselves so much that, to the extent that we feel we can't do anything for ourselves at home because we are being restricted. But when we get out, we have to, because we don't have so much trust in ourselves, we want to go the extra mile, not to stay authentic. We want to conform to what others are doing. We can't, because you don't trust yourself. How can you move on with your normal authentic life? So lack of trust in ourselves, that makes us switch characters each and every time. And sometimes too, you know that this thing that you're doing, your mother won't like it, your father won't like it. Then
it is the ish of the day.
Yes, I have to pick two characters. And because there is no connection between the home and then the school, when I get home, I will do this. I will do this for them. When I get on campus, I will do this for myself. So that is one of the causal agents of re-switching, because we know that because of our upbringings and then the morals at home, our parents wouldn't like what they will see us do. So we just switch. So we give them what is due them, and then take us away.
Yeah, Pastor, you want to add something?
Can I add? And also, the temptation out there is greater than home. We have parties, we have clubs, pool party. I know in Ghana it's more pool. We have all this, but when you are home, hardly will you see anybody making an advertisement on these things. So, I can go. It's just maybe 50 cities. Oh, I can do it. So, that has also been the issue. These events are common, and those who organize these events purposely target that group that they know that they are so eager to taste and try. So that is one of the causes.
And that is why I come back to you.
Okay.
What can we then do now? If they are organizing parties, pool parties, and it is taking our younger children, what are we doing? Now you can share whatever you are doing to help the children at school.
All right. That is why I thank God for public campus ministries, especially the Adventist, Ghana National Adventist Association. NAS, right?
Yeah, NAS.
Yes, that's why I like the NAS Association on almost all the public campuses, because in the course of the week, being stressed up with schoolwork and also all these tempting events, if there's no any spiritual component on campus that will draw you back to your toes to remember the foundation that your parents laid, it will be very difficult. That is why, for me, my life, I am who I am right now because of NAS.
Oh, that's great.
Yes, because when I was on campus, as I said, all these events are there, but you go to church on Wednesday. In fact, Friday evening, you go on Saturday, and the fellowship that we have created some kind of peace for us. So one way, that is why if you have observed, you can even just cross-check. All those who go to the public universities and they come out right, ask them, were you part of NAS? They are going to tell yes. And you can also check those who go to the universities and don't come back. You ask them, were you active in NAS? They will tell you, I don't like NAS. Just the NAS dues and those things. I don't want to get involved. So for me, that is one thing we can do to help.
Okay. So tell me more about that.
So as a fellowship president of NAS Hampstead, as Pastor was saying, we do organize yearly programs, Krishna programs, just to help build the foundation the students have it from the home. Personally, for me, I had the foundation, but I was able to explore more when I was in SHS, where I became the pioneer and the president for the NAS Fellowship over there. At home, I have the foundation all right, but going to the pulpit to preach, you won't get it because you are so young. SHS, would they give you the platform to preach? No. But as a NAS president in SHS, and with the foundation I had, I am leading the Adventist student over there. So I'll have to preach, I have to study Sabbath school with them, I have to do a lot of things that the elders are doing in the home. So when I get home, I just go to the first elder, I want to do this. Give me 1 week revival. So you see, when the foundation is so strong, and you get the environment at school, like the Bible lecture series we are having, it is going to be manned by students. They are going to be coordinators, those who pray, those who teach about school. They are all going to be done by students. And so when the foundation is created at home, and they come to school and they find themselves with the fellowship, with NAS fellowship, then they begin to explore. When they get home, those who have actually learned enough would want to work for God in the fellowship.
In the churches, they find themselves.
Sure.
Yeah, Becky, what are some specific ways we can help in the schools?
As you can see from the inscriptions from our t-shirts.
Yeah, Bible lecture series.
Sure.
Yes.
We sometimes also have organize entrepreneurship programs.
You do?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Last year, we had an entrepreneurship seminar for the school, and it was organized by the NAS. So with all these activities, you get to penetrate through those who are non-Adventist. We realized that at a certain point in time, they've heard our messages for so long, and then they needed a variety. So by God's grace, we were able to give it to them. And moreover, on campus, we have intellectuals. They can read, they can write, they can understand. So it is so easy for you to get to them. So when you bring an issue on board, they can reason with you. When you give them tracts and they don't understand something, they can ask questions about it. So it gives you that bigger room, that bigger platform for you to do more as a Seventh-day Adventist who is striving to send the three angels' message across. And moreover, for us ourselves, it enhances our spiritual growth. Yeah. It affirms our faith. So with all these programs, you could say that, oh yes, this is where I belong, and I don't belong to any other place. You will get to know, maybe most of the times when we are at home, because of some one or two things, you could ask a simple question and we wouldn't be able to answer. But with our programs on campus, we understand ourselves, we get involved. So we learn so much. We learn so much.
Wow. My lovely viewer, let's go for a quick break. When we come back, they will tell us what they are going to do on the Bible lecture series and many more. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. And thanks so much for joining us.
Angel of Hope.
I'm an angel of hope.
Ubrenio, so do Sika Ababa Boho channel, no so ya sene, yet me da me asem akọ oman twa so ni tworom nyana. Wadaroma, fa homan na fa usika fasubi. Na also fabra yenko kanyamsem enya akra ewu nkwa star 928 star 34 star 104 hash anase 0249193083 Hope Channel yes sabrabo Hope Channel ya ji akra no nkwa.
Michael and Ernest in Luke chapter 10 verse 38 to 42. It talks about Mary and Martha while Jesus visited them at home.
Yeah.
What's your take on Jesus' response to Martha that Mary had chosen right? Ernest.
Okay, for me, I think it's about priority. Mary decided to sit at the feet of Jesus and listen to the word of God, while Martha chose to be in the kitchen and cook.
I'll beg to differ. I think they needed the food to get the energy to have that discussion in the first place. So from that perspective, I think Martha chose right.
Well, I'm not trying to say that Martha didn't choose right, but what I'm saying is it's about placing God first.
Chaplain, what do you think about what Ernest is saying?
So like Michael, Ernest, and Finley, this is why you need to join us on Hope Bible School. Here is where we study the Bible to understand what it truly means. You also get to ask all the questions that bothers your mind, from politics to health to doctrine to anything that is bothering your mind. We have introduced a segment in the program which we call the SACS moment, which is simple answers to sample questions. And so we will answer all your questions for you. What is more, we also get to treat you with beautiful music from our array of musicians that we have. And so join us on Hope Bible School and let's study the Word of God together.
Thank you so much for staying glued to your set. You're welcome on Love at Home. And we are discussing students' life at home and school. I have students from Amstead, Kumasi branch. They have a WOW program and they are here to share them with us. So we've been discussing this topic and we've learned a lot from the aspect of parents, what they expect our parents to do. They said they just don't want the momo. Find time to visit them. Then also collaborate with their teachers and their friends to know what is happening in their schools. You can contribute or to send in your contributions to or suggestions to 0559 680066. You can send your suggestions to 0559 680066. You are welcome and thank you so much. So, Pastor, Amstead, I hear you have a WOW program. What is it about?
All right, so I am like a guest to Amstead. Okay. So they invited me to be their guest speaker for their Bible lecture series.
Okay.
And with this Bible lecture series, what they've been doing previously is to help them build their spiritual life and also reach out to others. And if you check the history of Bible lecture series, I think it began with Dr. Pipim, Dr. Quentin Pipim. Yeah. Was the one who introduced this series to our public campuses because we realized that there is a need for us to reach out. And we've seen a lot of people, even in the ministry now, and those who are well-to-do in the Adventist church that came as a result of this thing. It's a way of reaching out to them to help them to build a connection with Christ. In fact, when you read Desire of Ages, page 196, Ellen White says, every true disciple is born into the kingdom of God as a missionary. So the Bible lecture series has also been a way where the young people also reach out to their fellow students who haven't heard about the Adventist message. And one thing I love about public campuses and students is that, as my sister said, they are intellectuals. They read. I always say that if you are intellectual, you shouldn't let anybody deceive you. If you can read and write, that is why even as a church, we need to pour more money into these areas to get this kind of generation where we will have more professionals coming to the church, our own members, and even winning other souls to our church. So this year, the theme, I don't know if I can talk about the theme.
Please,
yes, the theme is no turning back. No turning back.
Okay.
No turning back. And this is the rationale behind no turning back. I have two main purposes for this. First, there is a problem in our church and in the world right now. There is mass exodus from Christianity. In fact, according to a research that I did, in the year 2070, in the year 2070 in the US, they said that as at now, Christians are majority in America. But by that time, they will lose that title as American being a Christian nation. so as even in the Ghanaian settings, now there is common sense. There are so many young people living in the church, and throughout the week of the Bible lecture series, I'm going to challenge them that they shouldn't turn their back on Christ. Wow. They should be bold to stand for Christ, although there are so many hardship going on, but they shouldn't turn their back on Christ. Wow. So the first target is for the members themselves. And the second one is the mission aspect. Yeah. We can't go there and preach our regular messages without talking about our core fundamental messages. So we also reach out to them with our beliefs and tell them that if you are intellectual, don't be deceived. Yeah. Don't turn your back on the truth. Wow. So I'm going to unveil some truth from the Bible that they should not turn their back on. So this is the main theme of the Bible, the upcoming Bible lecture series.
Latte, you are telling us that we cannot miss no turning back. Sure. What again is so special about this program?
Okay, with this program, we have other presentations aside the biblical presentations.
Okay, so you mean apart from the spiritual aspect, you have other programs you'll be running?
Yes, sure.
Okay, like?
You have you and your finances.
Oh, wow.
Student and stress, or let's say pressure.
Okay.
Yeah, because we go through a lot of pressure in school. And so we are inviting a counselor to assist us on that. Then talking about you and your health. So these are packages in the Bible presentations. And biblical study has a great impact on the physical body of man, let's say a mental health. Since it's a study, it puts in man the sense of thankfulness and gratitude. And it also has a positive impact on our health. When you feel that you are thankful to God for all the things that he has done for you, you have a sense of belongingness. And with this also, it builds in the young person self-esteem and self-confidence, which are the basic component of mental health. And so we are not just going to talk about Bible, but we are expanding our horizon so that people will have the feel of that holistic education, as Ellen White says, talking about physical, mental, and spiritual.
Becky, why should public institutions be holding such programs? I came to school to learn. You are bringing me so many things. Why?
Okay. With this, you see, we understand we came to school to learn.
Sure.
But the stress on campus is too much. It's enormous. You could see that from presentations to assignments to whatever. In the evenings, Wednesday evening, you get to the church, you listen to good music, you listen to some soothing sermons, which will release you from all the stresses. So it is so good for your mental health also, because after everything, you need to relax. You need to sit back to reflect on something. So with all these programs, it will help you to sit and reflect on yourself, and then to affirm your faith, to also help you to know the reason why you were sent into that school. As an angel of hope, it will give you that opportunity to tell someone about your faith.
Sure.
Because throughout this whole week, we'll be going on visitations, we'll be inviting people. So you will now understand the reason why you are there. And so it is so nice.
Let me add to that same question. I see this event as a wake-up call to the students, especially our own Adventist members. Some of them don't take the campus fellowship serious. As you said, some of them will say, we came here to learn. And I know that we have some members who are Adventists that will not even show up at church. They're going to tell you, I came here to learn, not for this. But it's a wake-up call. For example, in the course of the week, maybe something that you're going to hear is, it's now time for me to get connected or get back to Christ. So it's a program that if you're a parent out there and you have a child on that campus, do well and encourage them to be there. In fact, when I was coming, one woman in the United States reach out to me and say, Pastor Samuel, I have seen your flyer that you go into that school. I have my children there, they are twins. Sure. Please, when you go and look for them for me. Tell them to be there every single night. Okay. And I said, Mommy, I'm really going to do that. Yeah. In fact, I'm going to see them, I'm going to take picture and I'm going to send it to you. So it is something that we should encourage. If you are watching me, you have a student, whether Adventist or not, at Amstead, do well to invite them. And I know we're going to give the dates and all those things. Let's invite them to be there. You don't know what the Lord might use some of these messages to do.
Pastor, I would want you to say something. I'll come back to you. Okay. I would want you to say something about the mental aspect.
Okay.
How these things will help them in their mental faculties as they grow.
Now, one reason why people commit suicide, there has been a lot of research done. Reason why, especially in the States, there are more suicide in the States than any other country, is that they don't have hope. Many of them don't worship God. So if they don't worship God and they go through stress, what is life? Why do I have to live for? Why do I have to suffer? They will cut themselves and they will kill themselves. But we have seen that among the Christians, when they go through difficulties and mental stress, because of the hope that they have in Christ, it keeps them alive. And they hold on to their faith. Yeah. So the mental aspect, this kind of event helps a lot. Not just the spiritual aspect, but even having hope is really crucial. So it comes with all this package.
I wish I can be there.
Yes. Okay, I wanted to add this. You see, with NAS as a body, we have the NEC, which covers all NAS fellowships in every institution. And every year we go for NAS congresses, NAS evangelisms. And with this aspect, we meet a lot of students from various universities, KNUST, Legon, and others. And so you meet a friend who studied law, who studied this, who studied that. You build a social capital. 10 years to come, you may have a problem, you need a lawyer. Your friend who is a NAS member, if you've always been meeting at NAS congresses, you just give a call, he give you tidbit as to what to do. You may need a medical assistant. You have a friend who is a NAS member, who is a doctor. You just call the person. So when we gather together like this, we also build social capital for ourselves. This is a great investment for the young people. But if you isolate yourself and feel so lonely and you do not take part in it, 10 years, 20 years to come,
you have nobody.
You have nobody. And you are not an ally of yourself. And so you cannot do anything to help yourself. So the young people need to put much effort in these things.
Now,
Go for congresses.
Becky, how do we help our young people not to fall to prey, into bad companies?
Okay. We need to encourage them. Encouragement is all we need. It is the most important aspect in all these things.
Sure.
You see, most of our parents or some people have so many misconceptions about NAS. We faced so many hostilities. We need to know that the NAS is not a different church outside the mother church. But this is students who have put ourselves together to encourage ourselves to move forward. To be honest, had it not been NAS, I wouldn't have found myself here.
Sure.
Yes. And personally, looking at my journey, I didn't want to become a Seventh-day Adventist in the first place because my dad wasn't one. So I wanted to follow my father. But through this public campus ministry, I discovered so many things in me I didn't know. I never knew I could sing until I got myself involved in the NAS activity. So it helps a lot. So we need to encourage our children to join the NAS because that's all we have. That's all we have. We have nothing else apart from that. We need encouragement, and then the monitoring aspect of it. Parents need to monitor us. Sometimes you could just visit your Watts fellowship one day, one Sabbath. You may or may not call. You can just go, I just want to worship with you. And see what is going on. See how they are worshiping. You will like it. We need all those things, but our parents don't do that. So we need to be encouraged and be monitored be monitored. Yeah.
Pastor.
Yeah.
How can we help people to come out from the bad companies and associations they normally find themselves in when they get into schools?
Nanefia.
Yes.
Is it Mafia, right?
Yeah, Mafia.
The reality is that the world out there is really tough.
Yeah.
If you are watching me right now and you are a student and let me say you're joking with your life or you're playing with your life, I want you to know that the world out there is really rough.
Sure.
And if you don't have a clear purpose in life whilst you are a student, you know, some people even wanted to be at that school, they couldn't. But you are there, you've gotten this nice program that you are studying. Have it in mind that you are developing your own life.
That's good.
If the motivation is there, if you have this vision, oh, I want to be somebody in future, I don't want to depend on my mom and dad for money all the time, that will push you to be focused in life. That one is really, really important. Set goals. Make sure you have goals. In the next 5 years, where will your life be? You need to ask yourself some of these questions. And also time management. We have been distracted with phones, a lot of things. Make sure you manage your time well so that you can be successful.
Issue of social media.
Social media.
Every day there's something to follow.
There is this thing I've noticed.
Okay.
I personally go to TikTok to watch a lot of things, and you see a lot of young people, probably when they come to church, they don't actually speak at all. But when you see them speaking on social media,
so they are able to speak there.
Sure.
Make
but
videos.
At church, no.
So if we are not careful, we will gear our energy towards things that will not actually benefit us. And where we need our openness and our clearness, will be there over there. So we'll still be jumping at a particular place.
So when you see such, what do? Aren't
Sometimes
you able to pull them, use the same energy they are using on TikTok to come and
sometimes,
do it at church?
personally, if I know you, I'll speak with you in a way that you feel okay. Not that I'm trying to just be at you, but I'll let you know that you have something in you. So try to also do it at this particular place so that it will help you. You may have 1,000 followers on TikTok that you can do live. What do you actually do there? At least you can be doing other stuff that you think is okay if it's not against God's will, but try to bring in the gospel as well, because people are following you. You have 1,000 followers, meaning you have a whole church and they watch you all the time. So at least bring in something of the church, that is the gospel of Christ over there, so that as they watch you doing your talent over there, they can also get to know the gospel as well.
That's great. Yes, Becky.
Yes. Our parents should also try to be better role models to us.
Hey, Becky is on the parents. Parents, please listen to Becky for me.
Listen to
Becky. Yes. We should be better role models for the children, because I've taught for a while and I know what goes on between the students and then their parents. Most of our parents are not good role models to their children, hence our attitude. So we need to be better. We need to make a conscious effort to be better role models for our children. And moreover, we also need to constantly check on them. We have to check on them. There should be checks and balances each and every time, because the temptation out there is too huge for them. And they can't contain it alone. They need the help of their parents to do that.
Thank you. Yes, Pastor, your final words before I ask you final words.
Okay. So
admonition, you are going to give me 1 minute of your admonition to parents, then to your colleague students. Then you tell me, you wind up with your program.
Okay. So one thing I would say is that the church needs to support the Adventist Fellowship on campuses, which is the NAS. The church should invest, should help, and I know there's no money. That's what they're going to say, and it's true. If the church has money, I know they're going to do it. But this is what I am looking at. We have some individuals that are well-to-do that can just go to one fellowship and say, hey, I want to support you in this kind of project. It will help a lot, and in the near future you will see new generation coming back and say, hey, because of this event it has changed my life. So and I know that now some of them are doing. I know some people in our church that are well-to-do, that are supporting the campus ministries. They should keep it up. And if you are watching me right now and you can help any fellowship closer to you, please do well and support the church. I know the church will do their part, but it won't be enough. Let's support that. In addition to that, parents still plays a major role. Please take some time and monitor your child in these public campuses and even Adventist institutions. I think when we do all this, it's going to help.
Yes.
Okay, so since I'm a youth, I'd want to speak with my youth that we have the strength, we have the talent.
Yeah.
We should try our best to gear our talents towards positivity. There are a lot of things in the world. You'll be confused so much. And so you should hold on to Christ so that the talents we have will help build God's church, because we have that kind of power that God actually need. And to our parents, some parents are really doing well. Just last 3 days, a parent called me and she says that I have a son, he's an Adventist, but he doesn't actually become consistent at home for church, and so I should check up on him. I asked of her name, but she didn't tell me. Said later she would tell me. We sometimes have such calls to check up on these people, and with the support from other parents too. When we invite some guests to visit our fellowship, when they see what the youth are doing, they feel so loved. They even donate to help the fellowship. So when they visit us, they will know the great work we are doing, like what the elders are also doing in the local churches.
Yes, Becky.
Yes. This is to my dear friends.
Okay.
Whilst we are in school, we should build connections. It is very important, especially in us, in the fellowship. Some people just come to the fellowship, just leave. They will come before, after Sabbath school, and then leave right after divine service. They have no friend, nothing. Please, it is so much important for you to associate yourself with someone. Get productive person to associate yourself with. Otherwise, you just come to the school and live as you came. Find yourself productive personalities and mingle with them, talk with them. If you don't understand anything, if something is more than your capability, we have so many people around you can rely on. Just go to them. They can help. Don't just sit in your hostels and in your room, especially the Adventist communities. We're always there for our friends, our sisters, our brothers. We're always there for everybody. So they shouldn't hesitate, especially the freshers who just come. For them, life is so difficult for them. Life on campus first year is something else. So they should create relationships on campus.
Now, Latte, tell me more about this program. What contacts, if you have contact numbers you want to put across, what do you want to tell your people?
Okay, so from the 2nd of July to the 8th of July, we are having a Bible lecture series. Other places called Week of Spiritual Emphasis, but we have planned it in this way, where we bring in both non-Adventists and Adventists together. We share the Word of God with them, with other packages that will help the youth to achieve their aims. And so this time around, as we haven't Pastor Samuel J with us, we'll be streaming it live on NAS Amstead Facebook platform and YouTube platform. And so if you are not with us personally at Amstead K, you can follow us on Facebook and YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Becky, you want to add something?
Yes, with the side attraction, for the music bit.
Have a strong
you don't
choir.
Want to miss it.
Wow.
Have a strong music.
You wouldn't want to miss it.
Okay.
So come one, come all.
Okay.
Come one, come all.
All right.
That's what I can say for now.
No turning back.
You just have to come and witness it for yourself.
Thank you, Pastor.
All right. So on the program, what I would say is that if you are watching me and you are in Kumasi, is it school is in Tanoso, right?
Yes, Tanoso.
So please do well and be part.
Sure.
And see what is going on there. Sure. And when you come and try to invite somebody, there will be prizes for the one who invites more guests to the event. So please, if you are outside the campus, whether you are a student or not, do well and be part of this big event. And I know that God is going to bless you.
My lovely viewer, you want to say something? Yes,
yes,
you are not done.
I don't know if this is my last.
Yes, your last.
Then I need to say hi to my beautiful wife.
Please do.
Yes.